Standard Bred Horse Sale, the sale of champions. The hottest young horses in the industry. Sylvia Hanover, Geocentric, Captain Albano, TCI, Soiree Hanover, all sold at Harrisburg. Our 2023 sale included the top-priced colt sold at public auction, D. Kooning. 3 days of top-shelf yearlings and the #1 mixed sale in the industry, all under one roof. A great sale for sellers and a great sale for buyers. Don't miss it. November 4th through the 8th, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Welcome to Harness Racing Updates Twos in Training. I'm Heather Vitale. With me now is Andrew Harris. And, you know, I pretty much stalked you at Lexington and at Harrisburg. And I told you I was bringing the paparazzi for Twos in Training. So I'm super excited about this interview. I hope the feeling's mutual.
Oh, every time I get to see you, I'm happy.
I love it. Thank you so much. Now, before we get into talking about these 2-year-olds, I think it's really important that we talk about a couple of guys who have put their trust in your talents, given you huge financial backing. Of course, Bill Pollock and Bruce Arman. How did you get to know them? Because they are local freehold boys.
Yes, so Bruce has been with me for a while, and actually Bruce technically got in with the stable because he actually owned part of a horse with me, Lawmaker, that was from the stable.ca. So shout out to the stable.ca for bringing a guy like Bruce into us. So yeah, I met Bruce through him, and then Bruce started owning horse with me ever since then. So I think that's about 2018. And then he works for Bill Pollock, and then one day he called me up and just said, you know, if you find a horse that looks like it can be a superstar, I'd like to get Bill in on one. And sure enough, eventually, and it took a while, but eventually a horse like a Buckabet became available, and I texted them and I said, this just might be the horse for you guys. And everything's been amazing since then, and Bill's and his whole family's just treated me like amazing. I can't say enough good things about Bill or Bruce. They're both great guys, and I'm just happy to do this with them.
Yeah, and you mentioned a Buckabet Hanover, which I want to talk about him actually before we get into our freshman class here. A Buckabet Hanover, it was an online record. Was it $525,000, I think, for the
somewhere around there.
Yeah. Sold through.
We won't get specifics here. It was a lot.
It was a lot. I remember interviewing you that day. It was so exciting. So, are they happy with the investment? I do know that he took a mark last year of 47 in a piece, right?
Yeah, he was good there in Canada and stuff like that. But no, they love Bucky. I mean, I think that they like 7 Colors more than Bucky, but they love Bucky. Bucky was, you know, he's the OG for them, and to me, he's my favorite horse. He's the first one I come in to jog every morning. He's the one I look forward to getting on the most. So he's the barn pet right now.
Moving on, I should just let you take over the microphone because I want to talk about 7 Colors next. So it's like, you know what I'm thinking. At 7 Colors, you got him, and then I believe ended up taking his lifetime mark, I think on a half-mile track the very next start.
Yeah, he raced at Northfield there the next start and winning 48-1, and was very good. And he finished out the year really good, and I was happy with him. We took him to the jug, raced him in the jug, and I think it took a little bit out of him, which the jug 2 heats can. And then I messed up and I brought him to Lexington with no Lasix, and that was on me. That was a bad idea, but he's come back great this year. We trained him in 54 with a Buckabet this morning. He was lights out, and I'm thrilled and can't wait to get him started this year.
And El Rey is another one that you got, I believe, in the fall, right?
Yes.
And you're really happy about this one. You won a Breeders' Crown on him, right?
Yes, he did win the Breeders' Crown Limb, and then didn't get a very good trip in the final, but he's actually a really nice horse too, and he's qualifying tomorrow at Meadowlands, so he's going to get ready for that and then go down to Oak Grove down in Kentucky and then start his career there. So I'm looking forward to all 3 of them. They're just 3 killer horses to be working with, and I'm so blessed, and I thank God every day.
Now, how many horses do you have in the barn total?
40.
Okay. And then how many 2-year-olds?
20.
Okay, all right. Splits it up pretty nice, right?
Yeah, right now we're pretty even, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so let's talk about those 2-year-olds. I've got a whole bunch of pacing colts to go through.
Okay.
We're going to start with a Morrone Dolche, Tall Dark Stranger, first crop of Tall Dark Stranger, a $300,000 yearling purchase from Lexington.
Yeah, he's actually out of a sister to a Buckabet Hanover, which was the first thing that attracted me to his page. And then I went and saw him in the sale, and he was this spicy little guy who ended up on his back legs the whole time, and he was striking and being a wild man. And I was like, yeah, that's my cup of tea right there. So he was marked to come home for sure, and I love him. I think the world of him so far. I'm very happy with the way he's training. He's got a great attitude, and his personality is probably the best one in the barn.
How about a Phantom of the Night, another tall, dark stranger, and this was a $350,000 Lexington purchase?
Yeah, so we had the sister to this one last year, and she had a little problem with her knee, but I knew that I liked her, and so I went for this one. And I didn't like this one early. Early on, I was just like, he's just blah, he's just kind of okay. And probably the last month and a half, he started to get into my top 5. I mean, I really like him now. He's kind of like that dumb jock, you know. He's just does stupid things. He'll look at a ghost that none of us can see, but when it comes to speed, he's got a lot of it.
All right. Now, the real thing, one more tall, dark stranger here, $200,000 Lexington purchase, and a half-brother to It's a Love Thing.
Yeah, he's a very nice colt. Big, huge, strong thing. I hope these tall, dark strangers turn out because I got 3, and I like all 3, and I think that they all got a bright future ahead of them.
We were just talking about Tall Dark Stranger and his first crop. We've got another first cropper, Papi Rob Hanover. Now, this is Home Run Hanover. Tell me about him.
He was another one. Actually, he was a little butthead when we started with him. He had a real attitude, you know, just real study and stuff like that. But the last month, he's really turned it around. He's probably jumped up in the top group here, and ton of ability. I've got 2 Papi Robs, and I like both. So, but he's probably the better of the 2 right now. But big engine on him.
Okay. Now, Punisher 11, this is a Stay Hungry. Actually, a pretty modest price, $70,000 at Harrisburg.
Yeah, well, we bought his brother last year, Zeppeli Hanover over here, and I think that he's very fast. And so I took a shot on this one, and I wanted to get these guys something that wasn't over 100,000. Wanted to have one of those ones in the group, you know, like we kept going for all these sale toppers. So it's nice to just kind of get one of those ones that they'd call a cheaper one in there. And I'm very happy with him. I think he's a nice little horse, and I think he's going to have a bright little future as long as he stays sound.
Twin B Fresh Bet. Okay, first of all, and you and I talked about Bettor's Delight. I mean, I'm in love with Bettor's Delight. I mean, there, like you had said in the interview, I think it was at Harrisburg, there will probably just never be another stallion like that. And you've got a few of Bettor's Delights in the barn. Yeah. Tell me about this one in particular.
This one is, he's a big guy. He's brother to the Twin B Joe Fresh, and he's got a big engine on him. He seems like he's smart enough. He's got all the right tools. He is steady. He'll throw a bite and a kick at you and stuff like that. He likes his front feet. He throws them up in the air. But that's what those bettors like to act like. They all act like that. And so I think that if he didn't act like that, I'd be more concerned. So I'm actually happy with the way he acts and stuff like that. I think he's going to be a nice little horse, and hopefully we can keep him sound, and he'll be out there performing well.
Okay, so we're going to go from the pacing colts to the trotting colts. Monserrate, oh my goodness. Okay, so I've already fallen in love with a couple of horses just walking around the Harris stable today. This is one of him. He is so cute. He's got these 2 jolly balls in his stall. He does not stop playing. I love him.
So when I went to Lexington, that was the first horse I said, that one has to come home. And I love him. He's a nice little Chapter 7, does everything right. He has a big, big personality in the barn, but on the track, he is just a professional. He does everything right. He does make no mistakes, and I'm thrilled with that thing. I can't say enough good things about that one. He's at the top of our group for sure.
Okay, now a Sparkling Volo. This is a tactical landing and a $300,000 purchase from Lexington.
Yeah, he'll be a little bit later. He's just so big. He's talented. He's got all the right things going for him. Just a big, huge, strong guy. And so I'm just worried that if I push him too early, I'll get him sore and stuff like that just because of his sheer size. So we'll just take our time with him and get him ready and have him ready for Lexington.
Okay. Hatfield, this is a big one. $400,000 from Harrisburg. Of course, a great family. You can go on and on about his full brother, TCI.
Yes, and TCI trains at this track, so we get to watch him and see the similarities a little bit. And we're very happy with Hatfield. We think Hatfield's got a very good attitude about him. He trots beautifully. He's got a nice long gait. He doesn't interfere. He doesn't touch anywhere. So a lot of positives going his way. If I can keep his attitude good, because he is a Cantab, if I can keep that good and keep him working, I think he'll be all right.
We do have a couple fillies I want to talk about. A pacing filly, Treachery in the Dark. Again, I fell in love with this one. And, you know, I'm a woman that has good taste. This is a $700,000 yearling purchase.
Yeah, we don't talk about the purchase price, but we will talk about the filly, and the filly's awesome. I love the filly. She's a big, strong girl. She acts a lot like Seven Colors, which is her half-brother. And I think she's just, if I had to pick one right now, if you said pick one out of the 20 you've got, I'd take her twice on Sunday.
Really?
She's just that nice.
Okay, now we're going to finish things up with a trotting filly, Voguish, another one that all eyes were on her, and you ended up getting her. A Gimpanzee, first crop for Gimpanzees, and yeah, she's a stunner.
Yeah, and on the track, she wants to do it. She has she's just got a go-get-it attitude. Any horse in front of her, she wants to chase down. I think that she's going to be nice. I wish she was a little bit bigger. She is on the smaller side, which is probably why they sold her in Harrisburg, give her the extra time to grow and stuff like that. But she covers ground nicely. She moves nicely. I got really no complaints on her. No negatives for me to mention on her, so I'm very happy with her. And she's got just a nice little mouth on her. She doesn't try to pull your arms out, nothing like that. Very classy little girl.
And her mom is Jolene. Jolene, I feel like every single year when I do a twos and training with whoever has that foal of Jolene, the horse is mentioned. And I mean, Jolene has really put out some good horses.
Oh, Venerable. I mean, if she can follow and do a little bit of what Venerable done, we'll be very happy with her. So, yeah, if she can live up to what that namesake is and do what that family's done, she's going to be very nice in our barn.
Okay, so I want to wrap this up, just by saying Andrew Harris is becoming a household name in harness racing. However, we know that you're not an overnight success by any means. Any means.
This has been a grind.
Yes. So I'm just saying, anybody out there that might be watching and they're saying, I wanna be living the dream, because I know that you are living the dream right now. This is everything you've worked so hard for. What do you tell those people?
Put your head down and just keep working. Consistency. At the end of the day, consistency is what gets you to where you want to get to. It's not about having a great, big, huge run and then going cold. So like that. It's just about finding that consistent rhythm that you can find. And so just constant work. Find a program that works for your horses. Stick with it. And don't change it. If the horse doesn't fit it, move the horse. Don't change the program. Because at the end of the day, that consistency is what's going to bring you to the finish line.
Thank you so much, Andrew. And this has been so much fun. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you for coming. I appreciate it.